Folks, we're going to go right to questions. We'll open it up. Front row left, Clay Hall, WSYX.
Is there a mic or do we need one? We don't need one.
No, we got 3 of them right there. They're good.
Perfect. Was that a complete victory, or do you leave with any concern?
I think that style of offense that we played against was the first time we've seen a lot of heavy throwing. And so I think we'll probably, get on the film and learn some things from that. And so, I think it was a good win, in November against a team that was dangerous. And we came out early, played well, created some turnovers, and certainly made a lot of plays on the perimeter. In the run game, I thought, we moved the line of scrimmage. Certainly something we've spent some time talking about as an offense. And then finishing drives in a red zone. We're always, something we talk about a lot, but the last couple of weeks have been a point of emphasis. And, so that was well done across the board. But, I don't know. We'll see. We'll get back on the film and figure that out. I mean, being at the score was, 45-17 at half. I mean, that's a heck of a half for sure.
How do you think that'll be viewed in the state of Michigan?
I don't know. I know that we got to play a couple of teams up there the next couple of weeks, so it's going to be a challenge. Though they're both very, very good teams. Michigan State's coming in here, and we got to get back to playing consistent football, and that's what it is in November. This is a typical November game in the Big Ten. Some wind, cold, and that's just what we got to do. Best teams play well in November.
Front row left, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Ryan, you guys didn't have Garrett Wilson last week. He comes back and he scores 4 touchdowns tonight. Just what ways does he make a difference for this offense that allows it to play at this elite level?
Well, I think he did it a couple different ways tonight, right? The first one, he took a short route and went the distance. He caught a deep ball on the, he caught the ball in the red zone there. We jumped over the defender, which is an amazing catch. And then he took a handoff. Actually, he beat a guy on a slant, too, for a touchdown. So he's versatile. He can do a lot of different things. He's very powerful and strong. He's got tremendous ball skills. And he played really well tonight.
Keeping CJ in at the end of the game, was that a consideration toward Kyle's red shirt?
No. I wanted to make sure that, we finished the game the right way. And I just felt like that was the right thing to do at the time.
Guys, let's try to hold our questions to one per person. Front row left, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, you said that Purdue's got a different kind of offense than you faced, and you might not face another one like it. But how concerning is it that they did put up the points and the yardage that they did? You didn't get much for a pass rush today. How concerning is that?
Yeah, well, I mean, we dropped 8 a lot. With a 3-man rush, you're not always going to get as many. So that's the decision that's made, and I think, again, we'll learn from it and figure out if that was efficient or not. But certainly, you don't like to give up 31 points in a game. So I think when you look at the last couple of weeks, when the offense hasn't been exactly stellar, the defense played really, really well. And then this game, we scored 59 points on offense, and the defense gave up 31. So the good news is that, we're kind of helping each other out, but we're still looking for that, complete game. Although we've had some complete games, but that's part of winning football in November and bringing it every week. You got to help each other out, and there was still a lot of good plays. Creating the turnover was huge, and but again, a different style, and a lot to learn from.
Far left, Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
Right, this is kind of a weird question, but are there certain numbers you should have when you're using your quarterback a certain way? Like, CJ did it about 37 times tonight. Is there a certain amount of yardage and touchdowns and production you want to see that comes out of that makes it a good day?
One of the things I think you saw early on was that, we were kind of getting the ball in the perimeter and some of the quicker throws because they were bringing a lot of zero pressure. They were doing some different things that we wanted to really push the ball out there and see if we can make some guys miss in space, and we did. And you could see that out there. So that was really good. I mentioned to CJ coming in. Well, first off, I thought CJ had the best preparation of the season this week. He was on his game. They brought some different things that made it challenging, but he really put a lot of work in, and I was glad to see him get paid off like that. But 2, we also talked about it may have been a higher completion percentage game with maybe not as many yards. Wasn't sure based on how we were putting the game plan together. So I think to answer your question, it just depends on the style of defense that you're playing. They ended up playing a little more zero than we expected, so the numbers got a little higher.
Right next door, Bill Landis, The Athletic.
Ryan, it seems like Garrett has gotten better every year, and you featured him more and more every year. Just from your vantage point, I guess, what are the areas you've seen him take the biggest steps this season?
I think his overall just route running and understanding of how he fits into the concepts of plays and how he runs routes with precision, the body language for a quarterback. His God-given ability is obviously off the charts, but it's the football IQ, it's the techniques, it's the fundamentals, the route running that's really improved.
Over here to the far right, Austin Ward, Letterman Row.
Ryan, you spent this week talking about the group accountability for that offense after the last couple of weeks.
Yep.
What did you guys find out? What brought this back today?
I just think it was one of those. You just had to grab everybody's attention that week, and we talked about the penalties. I think we had maybe 2. I know it was the hold on the touchdown, and then we had a couple guys false start. It might have been 3, but there was 3. But I think that was the thing that was getting us off schedule, and we stayed on schedule. We kept the ball rolling, but we also ran the football more efficiently, and so the runs. The big runs will happen, but it's those hard 4 and 5s. Even that last drive that we had, I think it was in the third quarter there, I guess. No, it was in the fourth quarter when Travion was down in there and we were inside the 10-yard line. He was making 3-yard gains, 5 and 6. It doesn't look like much, but down there, a yard is everything, and he did it. And then we just kept pounding the ball in there, and that happened a few times. I thought the first time we got down in there, the offensive line got a nice surge, and we kind of just finished the thing into the end zone. The guys finished the pile, pushed the pile. That's all the things that we talked about in finishing drives, but did a much better job of not having any negative plays and staying on schedule.
Right next door, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Carl, after this a very quiet game, really, for Purdue tonight, how much of that was something you guys maybe had schemed for, but how much of it was just those tackles stepping up and doing what they needed to do?
I have to look. We definitely did some different things to try to avoid the exposure to him, but I also, we didn't overdo it either. So I have to look at the film and see. But if I had to just guess, I would say that they did a good job against him. He's a very good player. And he got the holding call there. Probably shouldn't have put Ruck in that situation. That's on me. It was a longer developing play. Probably should have slid to him, but he's a very, very good player.
Second row left, Patrick Murphy, 24/7.
Ryan, you mentioned getting the run game going with those tough yards. What was different today that allowed that to get going for you guys? Is it just a focus? Was it different defense? What did you make of it?
I think it's probably a little bit of everything. It's just a rebite of focus in all areas. I think that we gave him a better plan, just really clean plan of coming off the ball. But I also think our pad level was better. I thought the running backs were running harder. I thought that CJ made some really good decisions when it was an overloaded box. He got the ball in the perimeter. So I think it was kind of all the above. And we'll have to look at the film and point out exactly. There's still some things that, we're going to look at and want to get fixed. There was still a couple things that just weren't clean, but that's what we're striving for. We want to make sure every drive we're scoring touchdowns, and it was much better tonight.
Got time for 2 more, folks. Far left, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Ryan, what did you think of the way Mayan complimented Trey tonight?
I thought he got into a rhythm there at the end, which he was just like running vertical. I thought there was a couple of things he bounced, and then he just made up his mind he was going to start getting up the field. But I thought the tight ends and the offensive line were really rocking off the ball there. But he started getting vertical, and that was good to see him get back into rhythm again.
And final question, front row right, Tim May, Letterman Row.
As you're sitting there, Ryan, what was the tip-off that CJ was on his game tonight? Early and stuff. What are you watching from your vantage points that tells you that he's on top of it, so to speak?
I thought it was during Wednesday, Thursday practice. He just seemed on it, and right off the bat, he makes a couple good calls. We make a couple good checks early on, and then quickly in those first couple drives, he's just seeing it. And when he can come over and verbalize what's going on in the moment, and it's really good information, that's when he's seeing it properly. And so much of that has to do with the preparation you put in, and that way you're anticipating what's going on as opposed to reacting. And to me, that's the key to quarterback play.
Finished in the red zone like y'all did tonight early against the number 16 team in the country, a red zone defense.
Yeah.
What did it just do for the group?
Yeah, I think it's going to build a lot of confidence. Not that I don't think our guys are lacking confidence. I just think after the last 2 weeks, we were a little on edge this week, to be quite honest with you. We just wanted to get back into this game and score in the red zone and get our nose dirty a little bit, and I think we did that.
Great. Coach, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys.
All right, folks, to your far right, we have Garrett Wilson. In the middle, we have C.J. Stroud, and to your far left, Jackson Smith in Jigba. We'll open up questions far left. Stephen Means, Cleveland.com.
CJ, you haven't been sacked a lot this year, but there obviously have been times when you've had to scramble out of the pocket and buy some time. It didn't seem like you had to do that today as much. When you just get to sit back there comfortable in the pocket, is an 82% completion day just what we should expect?
Yeah, man, that's kudos to the O-line. I mean, our tackles did a great job at number 5. He was a great player, great DN. I mean, he was causing problems on film that we were watching throughout the week. So it was a really big emphasis to stop his game. So I feel like Nick and Dewan did a great job on him. I don't think I got hit like one time. So, I mean, when you have that type of confidence to step into your throws and things of that sort, I mean, it just helps out a bunch.
Right behind him, Colin Gay, Rivals.
Garrett, how important was tonight for you, especially after missing the Nebraska game, to be able to come out here and make a statement? To make a statement tonight in the passing game.
I mean, honestly, I just came out here and, did what I love doing. And I missed it last week, being able to be out there with my brothers. So to come back and to be able to, play like we did on offense and, have the game I did, it feels good for sure.
Front row left, Clay Hall, WSYX.
Garrett, I think you're the first Buckeyes at 3 TDs receiving, 1 rushing. First ever. Well, that's what I heard. Good day anyway.
It's a possibility because it's
Just your versatility and ability to make a play, whatever it is. How much do you thrive on that?
I mean, I feel very confident with the ball in my hands. And, I've always been someone that, had the ball in my hands. So, I'm just doing what I love. I'm going to say that again. I'm just doing what I love, doing what's fun. So it was fun being out there today for sure.
What? Exhilarating?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, running down and for Buckeye Nation cheering, it's definitely exhilarating.
Clay, what I can say is he's the 38th. It's the 38th time a Buckeye has scored 4 touchdowns. First since J.K. Dobbins, and prior to that, who was our wide receiver against Oklahoma? Noah Brown. Yeah. Front row right, Austin Ward, Letterman row.
CJ, why didn't you run the ball?
No, you're good.
How much confidence did it give you to have Garrett back out there the way that he was playing, especially early?
Yeah, of course you want to have a guy like Garrett out there, man. He's a great player. I mean, his routes speak for himself. I mean, he gets open time in and time out. So, I mean, last week I feel like the young guy stepped up and did a good job too. But, I mean, of course you want G5 out there. So, I mean, I feel like everybody did well. Jackson did great. Chris did well. I wish they didn't take that post back. But, I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like as an offense, this was our best game.
Far left, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
For any or all of you, it's not like you guys got shut out the last 2 weeks, but you weren't the offense that you had been. How important was it? How determined were you to have this kind of performance?
It was very important just to be out there full force, definitely to have Garrett back. We had challenges, past 2 weeks. Well, not challenges, but we wanted, to do more on the offensive side. So we emphasized that in practice, and we were full force, and we were ready to go this week.
Far left, Joey Kaufman, Columbus Dispatch.
Garrett, you hadn't missed a game in your career until last week. Was the last week hard, like watching from afar and like kind of what was just that whole experience like?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely hard. So as far as how Saturday went when the game against Nebraska, I mean, I literally had to not watch the game for a little bit because I was just tripping too much. I just didn't feel good. So I was watching the game, stressing myself out too much. So, I mean, it's something I'd never like to do again. Like you said, yeah, I don't plan on that happening again. But definitely not something I want to be a part of for sure.
Far left along the wall, Bill Landis, The Athletic.
For Jackson or Garrett, I guess, it seems like you guys as receivers are doing a lot more after the catch, making guys miss, creating explosive plays even out of shorter completions. Was that any kind of emphasis for you guys in the offseason? Do you feel like you've taken a step forward in that area?
I mean, I feel like that's just kind of what we do for real. Garrett's been doing it for a long time. Chris been doing it for a long time. Every time we try to get the ball, I mean, we're trying to make plays with it. So it's an emphasis every week.
Front row right, Tim May, Letterman row.
CJ, I asked Coach Day, when did he notice tonight that you were on? You were on your game and stuff, and he said he actually noticed it Wednesday about your preparation and stuff. But are you getting more and more as you get into this, even more of a deja vu kind of look out there? I mean, you're seeing things that you expect, et cetera. Explain what's going through your brain now as you run this team.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like as a leader of the offense and as a leader, one of the leaders of the team, I feel like it's my job to prepare, and I go to them constantly throughout the week, like, oh, I seen this on film, seen this, and usually sometimes it happens in the game. So I feel like that's a plus, and it's a step ahead of the other team if I can go out there and give them a nugget to make them go play faster. I mean, because my job is just to sit back there and deliver them the ball. So I mean, when they get to play fast and go through their things, so I mean, I feel like we go better as an offense if I can do that.
How key was it for you guys to finish in the red zone tonight with touchdowns? I mean, based on the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I mean, every other game. I mean, every game is our emphasis to score in the red zone. It's on our plan to win. So it wasn't just like the Penn State game we just couldn't, or the Nebraska game, or like we just were messing up. So it was an emphasis, but it's always an emphasis in our offense.
Second row left, Patrick Murphy, 24/7 Sports.
Jackson, last week you set the reception record. Garrett was on pace to do that early in the game. Just the versatility you have. Chris gets going in the second half. We've talked about it a lot, but you guys keep showing different ways that this offense can be explosive. What do you make of that each week?
It's just real scary. I feel like it's hard for defenses to cover all of us. It doesn't really matter if I'm covered. Someone's open, hopefully, usually. So, I mean, that's what we work on, and that's what we do.
And final questions for these gentlemen. Back row right, Spencer Holbrook, Letterman row.
CJ, when you see these guys, you ever get kind of puzzled as to how these guys are so open?
I mean, no, it's kind of not expected, but I mean, they're talented. I mean, we all have God-given talents. So I feel like when they do their job, it makes my job easy. When I do my job, then they catch the ball and look great. So I feel like when everybody's on the same page, and that was kind of one of our mottos today was do your job. Like if our O-line blocks the right man and you dominate him, and our tight ends do what they have to do, our running backs do what they have to do, our receivers handle their business, and I handle mine, then I feel like we're rolling. So
Great. Gentlemen, thank you very much. All right, folks, to your far right, we have Ronnie Hickman. In the middle, Bryson Shaw. And to your left, Cody Simon. We'll open up the questions for them. Front row left, Bill Rabinowitz, Columbus Dispatch.
For Ronnie, what do you make of the defensive performance today? Obviously, you won comfortably, and most of their damage came after you were ahead a lot, but there were still a lot of yards and some points there. How do you kind of take your performance?
It's a lot of room for improvement. We're going to get in the facility tomorrow and get in the things that we messed up and could have done better on, but it's just room for improvement.
We're going to go to the far right, Brendan Gulick, Buckeyes Now on Sports Illustrated.
Bryce, I'm curious where you think you've improved the most from where you were at the start of the season to where you're playing now.
I would just say reading the defense or the offense, coming up and making tackles. Still a lot to improve on though. Still a lot, hit that post over my head can never happen. Can never ever happen, and it won't happen again. That's my job to be back there. I got to do my job, so I got to be better at that, and I'll get it corrected.
Front row right, Austin Ward, Letterman row.
Cody, what's the challenge of facing offense like Purdue's that's throwing it so frequently? It seems like you can put a lot of stress on you guys, maybe at linebacker especially.
Yeah, they're a really good team and really good offense. Their quarterback, he's really talented. For us, it's just keeping the ball in front and just trying to play another down. And I just commend all of our guys. They play super hard, and we're just fortunate to get a win out of this and move on.
Right next door, Nathan Baird, Cleveland.com.
Bryce, I'll ask you this question because you might have had the good perspective being at the very back end, but you guys knew what Bell could do coming into this game. I think he had 18 targets today and ended with like 100 yards, so not a bad ratio there. Just specifically what Denzel was doing matched up with him. What did you see that went well there, and what do you think maybe Denzel can learn from a matchup like that at such a young age?
I mean, anytime you go against a receiver like that at a young age, it's going to be, improvement. The lessons you're going to learn from that are just drastic. But I thought Denzel played really great. On the stat sheet I'm looking at, he had 11 tackles. That's big for us, huge for us, for Denzel, a corner like that to come up, make some tackles. That's awesome. And I thought he did a good job on David. David's a great player. He's going to make his plays. Denzel also made his plays.
Front row left, Dan Hope, 11 Warriors.
Yeah, Bryson, how hard is it when the other team's throwing the ball more than 50 times a game, and what do you guys have to do to make sure that next time you go against a team that throws 50 times a game, that you're able to continue playing better than maybe you did tonight?
Right, we just got to execute. I thought the game plan coming in was strong. I thought Coach Barnes, Coach Combs, the whole defense staff gave us the right plan. I just thought some of us didn't do our jobs, including myself, and we'll get it corrected. We'll get on that film, we'll get it corrected, but just executing the calls better, and we'll be fine. We'll be great.
Far left along the wall, Colin Gay, Rivals.
Cody, you had said earlier this week that every defense kind of has its shortcomings when it comes to scheme, kind of holes that the offense can kind of exploit. Were those holes tonight kind of what you expected from Purdue? And I guess, talk about, or just expand on that a little bit. Was it what you expected?
I mean, yeah, we know they're going to attack our issues. They're a really good offensive coordinator. The quarterback knew what he was doing. So for us, it's just to be able to know our issues and really just limit them as much as we can. They got some big plays, and we need to work on that. We get back on the film, and we'll correct those stuff. But for us, it's just to know our issues and know how to defend them.
Final few quickies from the front row right, Tim May, Letterman row.
Yeah, just for Ronnie, I mean, when y'all are going against a guy like this, Aiden O'Connell, I mean, how would you rate him today? I mean, seems like a pretty good slinger, and when the ball's in the air all the time, just what do you keep telling yourself, I guess, in the back there?
Well, we knew there were going to be a pass tilted. It was going to be a pass tilted game, but yeah, the guy can throw it. He's a really talented guy, and what they do offensively, they do it well, and they executed on some of those throws. But back to us, we just got to get on our film and improve on what we need to improve on.
Yeah, and for Bryson and Ronnie and Cody, whoever wants to answer it, is there a sense when you guys got up so big early, was there any kind of I don't know, not relaxing, but I mean, do you lose a little bit of focus in a moment like that?
No, we didn't lose focus. We just got to execute. It comes down to it. Execute. They're 50% on third down, which is, again, too high. Last week we improved on that. Took a step back, but we need to just keep learning from these and just keep taking steps forward, and I believe we will. I know we will.
Great. Gentlemen, thank you very much.